Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. Well, stage number 19 of the Vuelta Espana 2017, all done, and a pretty exciting stage it was. But before we get to that, I'd like to commend everybody on using language that's appropriate, that's rated G to PG-13. So a big thank you to everybody, and just keep the comments section civilized. I would say one thing: when people start to communicate with each other, it can get a little bit spicy. Disagreeing, agreeing is perfectly fine, but name calling, even if the names aren't specifically egregious, let's try to avoid that. But above all, thanks everybody for keeping it nice and squeaky clean, as far as I can tell, at least recently. Also, when you're in Spain, you should do as the Spaniards. So here it is, the last weekend of the Vuelta, and I thought I would have some, starting tomorrow anyways, a glass of, after the recap is done, of Spanish wine. This is a 2002 Viña Tondoña from López Heridea, one of my favorite producers in Spain. And this is the Blanco Reserva. And this, let me take a quick, oh yeah, that's going to be good. So when in Spain, do as the Spaniards and drink a little bit of Tondoña Blanco from 2002. You will not be disappointed. Thomas de Gendt, great stage win, adds to his win in the Giro last year. Incredible stage win. If you looked at the roster of potential stage winners for Mount Ventoux in the 2016 Tour de France, Thomas de Gendt's name would not have sprung to the top of your list. But he's a very powerful rider, and I spoke with his sports director, Marc Sargent, about him because he seems to be a breakaway specialist, been very successful at that. And Marc explained to me he does not feel that good when he's in the peloton. He doesn't do well, it doesn't enjoy it, but when he's in a breakaway, he actually rides better when he's going harder in the breakaway. And that seemed to be the case today, continued to race better and better as the stage went on, and in the last couple of 100 meters was the only rider capable of matching the acceleration of Ivan Garcia, and beat him in the sprint. Which was very, very impressive. So it was almost like a classic, almost like a hilly classic, a little bit shorter than the hilly classics, the Ardennes classics, but a very hard-fought, dynamic, complicated, tactical finale. And the young Spaniard, Ivan Garcia, on the attack before the last climb. I thought if he had 30 seconds over the pursuers, because the breakaway was huge, 27 riders at one point, that was starting to disintegrate on the last climb. And Garcia, I thought if he had 30 seconds or so, he would definitely have enough power to win the stage. He was caught by some of the other riders in the from the breakaway. That maybe slowed his progress a little bit. And then a bunch of other riders came across to Ivan Garcia, and he still had a chance to win, but he started his sprint way too early, and you cannot make a mistake against riders of the caliber of J.J. Rojas, of course, Thomas de Gendt, Yarlinson Pantano, all of those riders, Grand Tour, stage winners. You can't miscalculate anything or make any mistake at the highest level of the sport. So Ivan Garcia, just 21 years of age, brand new professional, first Grand Tour, and was so close to delivering what would have been the first stage win for Spain this entire Vuelta. And we have to go way back to 1996 to find a Vuelta where no Spaniard won a single stage. Tomorrow is a chance. And perhaps the next man I'm going to mention will be the most likely candidate from Spain to actually win a stage in this year's Vuelta, Alberto Contador. But hats off to Thomas de Gendt. He read the sprint perfectly. He followed his rivals without doing too much work and finished it off absolutely perfectly. Brilliant ride by Thomas de Gendt. Alberto Contador went bananas on the last climb. Nobody could mark his acceleration, including Ilnur Zakarin, who tried to go with Contador but couldn't catch him. He had to wait for the Sky-led peloton to eventually catch up to him, who were joined with the Sunweb team, or I don't think Contador would have been caught. He was caught with a couple of kilometers to go, and it remains to be seen whether he used too much energy on today's stage to win tomorrow's stage, which he does have a very good chance of being the first Spanish winner in this year's Vuelta to win a stage. The odds of that happening are pretty astronomical. If everybody's keying on you, if everybody is gunning for the stage, that will be absolutely epic tomorrow. Then the chances go down and down and down and further down. I wouldn't mind seeing Contador win, but I kind of have my doubts that it will happen. But time will tell, and you'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out. It was a brilliant stage, and I really enjoyed it. And we only have 2 more in this year's Vuelta. I'm going to pick Sunday's winner. To give you an illustration of how dynamic and competitive the Vuelta has been. Only 2 times have we had a stage that finished in a bunch gallop, a group sprint. And both of those were won by Matteo Trentin, and Sunday will be another one. Saying that, I'm kind of wondering if a breakaway won't succeed, and Contador won't win tomorrow, but a Spaniard will win on Sunday. That's maybe a more likely scenario. But for now, I'm going to say Froome for the stage win tomorrow, Trentin for Sunday stage, and Chris Froome for the overall. Does anybody out there, this is my question, think that Chris Froome is going to crack on the Angliru? That's your question for the day. He did lose the Vuelta one time in his career, way back in 2011. He's a much different rider from then. He showed a lot of potential in that Vuelta, but come on, now he's the man. So I'm going to say Chris Froome for the stage to Angliru. He has some unfinished business, and nothing in cycling is more dangerous than a top professional who's looking for revenge. Mark that quote down. And thanks for watching. Until tomorrow, best of luck, and keep riding. Drink lots of Spanish white wine if you can find some, especially Tondoña from 2002. Let's try it out. Wow, that's very good. Till tomorrow, everybody. Hasta la vista.